Now, this man, Pep Guardiola, we heard from him a little earlier. His Manchester City have made a patchy old start to the season, already 8 points off the Premier League leaders Liverpool. They take on Burnley this weekend. Let's speak to Ben Ransom, who was asking the questions at Guardiola's press conference today. Hello, Ben. Erling Haaland missed the midweek win at Huddersfield. The big question is he available tomorrow?
Yeah, it was the big question, the first question of the press conference today, and there was an unequivocal response from Pep Guardiola. He simply said 3 words: he is ready. Erling Haaland, who came off against Arsenal with suggestions of an issue with his back, and as you say, was rested in midweek, but expect him to be back leading the line for Manchester City against Burnley tomorrow. He has had a scintillating start to the season, right back to his very best form, perhaps even better than that treble-winning year of 2023. 13 goals in 8 games in all competitions for club and country this season. That is some return, isn't it, from their star striker. So Erling Haaland is fit and ready. In terms of other team news, there could be a first squad appearance of the season for Mateo Kovacic. He's been out since he last played for City back in May. He's been out for all season so far, but he is a maybe to return to the matchday squad tomorrow. There'll be no Kusanov. He's definitely out. No Ryan Ait-Nouri either. They're both going to be missing for the match tomorrow, along with the 2 forward players, Ryan Cherki, who's expected back in a month or so, and Omar Marmoush, who could be back around perhaps just after the next international break in a week or two's time.
Kyle Walker will get a pretty good reception from the Manchester City fans. His first return since he left the club. What did Pep Guardiola have to say about Walker today?
Yeah, you'd imagine he'll get a fantastic reception because Kyle Walker was part of a decade of dominance really here at Manchester City. 6 times a Premier League winner with the club. He also won the Champions League and FA Cup as part of the treble season of 2023 that I just referenced. So obviously the way he left last season as club captain in January under a little bit of a cloud, I think it's fair to say, but obviously no one at the club wants to remember him like that. Pep Guardiola certainly doesn't want to remember that particular period. I think what he wants the supporters to recognise is the success that Kyle Walker had here as a player before leaving, but also where he ranks in terms of right-backs that we've seen in the modern era.
One of the greatest fullbacks ever, yeah. When you had to control that side, when you control that side with the winger, and when he was focused, oh my God. I just slept like a baby before the games. I was Kyle there. 6 Premier League, Champions League, I don't know, 18 titles. Always being there in the good moments, bad moments. So, Kyle, it's, of course, the last season was tough for everyone, for him, for all of us, but I don't judge one behavior for a short period of time. It was unbelievable. And a place like have been an unbelievable figure for us. Like without him, have been the right back that defined our tenure here, our time here in the last 9-10 years. So, and I'm pretty sure he will get the gratitude for our fans because absolutely he deserves it.
So Walker back then for the first time as an opposing player with Burnley, and you got the sense from Pep, he was quite relaxed today. There were a few jokes, he was quite smiley as well, even though it is, as you've said, a rather patchy start to the season, particularly with those couple of Premier League defeats. There's a sense in the last week or two that maybe the mojo's starting to come back here. There's been signs, I think, for Guardiola that things are starting to click, particularly offensively. And in midweek, the fact that Phil Foden and Savinho both got on the score sheet, 2 players that have struggled with injury but are starting to find their feet and their rhythm this season as well. That's something I think that Pep Guardiola is excited about as we approach this next busy run of games, not just in the Premier League but in Europe as well. And just on Savinho too, Pep Guardiola was quite clear today. He sees him here at Manchester City for a long time. He sees a player with great potential who, if he can translate some of the great moments and areas he gets himself in into more goals and more assists, he can unlock his game to the next level. That's alongside the news that we're expecting the club to finalise very shortly a new long-term contract for the Brazilian winger.